Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am here with Billie Myers of Myers Performance Horses. They are the owners of 3 pink buckle stallions. We'll kind of touch on each of them as we get into the interview here. But first of all, thank you for taking time out of a busy week. I know you're busy with sale horses and the booth and everything that's going on. So why don't we start with talking about, let's just go with Lucky Wonder Horse. You got Lucky Wonder Horse, Mr. Sassy Frenchman, and I'm a Special Kind of Guy. Tell me about what it's like building the next generation of Myers Performance Horses.
It's been kind of a very interesting process because my brother and myself have been involved in the entire process of building the next generation. So, you know, we remember when we bought Lucky as a yearling. We remember when we kept I'm a Special Kind of Guy. Like, I still remember that to this day. Like, he was picked for a reason. And we remember when we bought Sassy from Speed LLC, which would be Lance Robinson and them. It's kind of nice. Like, we picked them based on their genetics and what we felt would be beneficial to add to the gene pool of barrel horses in the future. Frenchman's Guy was always pretty prevalent when it came to being, I wouldn't necessarily say dominant, but he was good at what he did, and the stats showed that. And then being able to roll his genetics into some mares that we had seen through our program, through Lance's program, Jerry Bailey's program, to produce, and Alan Woodbury's program, to all of our family friends, to produce that next generation of the Frenchman's Guy genetics with some very top-end mares. We're kind of just starting to see the fruits of that labor come to fruition in a way that the aged horses are starting to show up at the fraternities, and we're getting to see them win now, and it's kind of amazing. But from the beginning, you know, we picked those because of their genetics, and we knew we didn't know, but you know, you can take a little bit of the gamble out of it with the genetics, and that's what puts us in a position where we can move forward with our program, if that makes sense.
It really does. And speaking of program, I would love to have you break down like how many brood mares you guys like to keep, what works for you now with having the 3 studs, and what percentage of those are Frenchman's Guy daughters versus what, you know, other mares that you're liking to cross on your Frenchman's Guy sons.
Yep. So we actually have, and this is kind of fun, I've done a couple of podcasts about this, but our program is a 100% trial and error program. So we buy mares, you know, based on their race pedigrees, based on their barrel pedigrees, based on their earnings, and we try to cross them back on our studs based on what we feel is going to work. Well, if we have a mare that, say, doesn't work on I'm a Special Kind of Guy, we'll try her on Mr. Sassy Frenchman. If that doesn't work, we'll try her on Lucky Wonder Horse. If that doesn't work, then we just move on to the next thing. So we just kind of have a trial and error program, which I would say takes a lot more time than most things, but that's kind of just what we've been doing. As far as our Frenchman's Guy daughters go, we've actually been crossing them on a lot of cow-bred studs for the Riata buckle, for the rope horse stuff coming up, because the Frenchman's Guy daughters have just kind of worked really good on whatever you cross them on, and you end up with a little bit more versatility if you can do those cow-breds. And then also when you get fillies out of that situation, it allows you to roll over some cow-bred fillies into a race program, which just kind of helps cross stuff up here, there, and everywhere, if that makes sense.
No, it does. That's very well said. I would love for you to give some wisdom to people watching this. You guys have built a true program, and you've kind of been the pioneers in building a program. What advice can you give to the person who maybe has 2 to 5 mares, and they're just wanting to produce the best product that they can? Help them out a little bit.
Hands-on. Like, hands-on is the most important thing, because when you have hands-on, when those colts are babies, like, you get to see their mentality. So when you're halter breaking them, when you start them when they're 2-year-olds, like, you as a human get to see what kind of a, and I like to say product, but it's not even a product, what kind of animal or athlete you have in the end. And when you have it all in-house and you have a full family where you can discuss it, that's what really helps with it. It's sweat equity when it's all said and done. Sweat equity is the most valuable thing you could possibly have when you're building a program. Sweat equity and an open mind to listen to other people and get advice from others, because it's not an in-house thing only. Like, you go to other breeders, you go to other stallion owners, you go to other producers of events, you talk to people, see what's working, see what would work for you, because it doesn't all work for everybody. Everybody has different tastes, but sweat equity and an open mind, I think, are the 2 biggest things.
I think it's so neat how you guys are really producing horses that an entire family can enjoy, right? You're not just producing barrel horses, you're producing rope horses, you're producing youth horses, like they're literally a product that the entire family can enjoy. What does that mean to you, knowing that, you know, families are spending their days in the arena together riding horses that you guys have produced?
Well, I think that part of it's awesome, and, you know, something I don't think about a lot, but on the financial side too, to have horses that husbands and wives can both ride, and you don't have to spend $50,000 on two separate horses. Like, you can buy, you know, a Frenchman's guy or an I'm a special kind of guy, and you have these prospects that can be barrel horses but also can be rope horses. Makes it a little bit more enjoyable for, you know, the husbands to get involved, and especially, like, you know, with Regatta Buckle and the rope horse fraternities rolling into this, where you have the barrel and roping events together. Like, it kind of makes it a really fun family weekend type deal. And I think that's what's cool about it, is like the aspect of like actually the families being able to enjoy the horses, but being able to spend a week together and not go all here, there, and everywhere. Like, husband gets to rope on the horse, maybe the kids rope on the horse, maybe the kids run barrels on it, maybe the wife runs barrels on it, but everybody gets to enjoy that horse. And in the long run, it's still a good investment, but it doesn't break the bank because everybody gets to use that horse.
I think that's so well said, and I think a lot of people watching will appreciate that, because it is a financial commitment to participate, and so many people, you know, pour their time and their sweat equity and their financial resources into it. So, yeah, yep. Wonderful.
And when, especially when you're pouring sweat equity, or not even necessarily sweat equity, but real equity into trainers, into breeders, into getting that horse to the place it needs to be in the first place, when it's just one horse and the whole family can enjoy it, it makes it a lot more economical in the long run. Because you get to come to events like this and run for the huge amounts of money that are offered up from the stallion owners and everybody else involved, and also be able to go to Regatta Buckle and rope on them. You get two opportunities and you're spending the same amount of money. That's where the versatility really comes into play, as far as I'm concerned, I guess.
Well, we want to thank you guys. You believed in the program from the beginning. You've been involved from the beginning. We wish you nothing but the best with watching your horses run this week, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it. I'm glad we got to do it. It was fun.
Okay, back to the barrel racing.